Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to look at the commodity technical analysis. I'll give you my financial opinion, and we're going to dive right into it. We'll start with the DXY. So starting with the DXY and working our way through yields, precious metals, and commodities, at least the ones that I follow. So looking at the dollar, what I see here is we've got some strong selling pressure here. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days all the way down, and we took 1, 2, 3, 4 days up. Whenever you have a larger impulse move lower and then you have a weaker bounce, it usually means that you're going to go lower, that it's rolling over. So when I see this pattern, and again, guys, we're just playing with statistical analysis, statistical probabilities, I mean. We've got the bigger move lower with larger candlesticks, and we're coming back up, and the bounce, the opening and closing prices are getting smaller, smaller, and smaller. We may have one small reversal day up here or something with a wick at the top, and then we're going to head lower. That's what I'm seeing in this chart here for the DXY. The 10-year yield is also exhibiting something similar, where you see this large candlestick down day, and then you're starting to see small up candlesticks behind it. So it's possible that the 10-year yield could also be rolling over. We have to see more candlesticks here and see a reversal candlestick, either with a wick at the top like that or a big down candlestick that's engulfing the days before it. So we'll see what comes up next. TLT heading lower. This is definitely in a downtrend looking at the big picture view. We do have a little wick at the bottom here where buyers came in at the end of the day, bought it back up a little bit. Is this going to go higher? We have to see some sort of buying pressure come in here. So I'm sticking with downward momentum, downward move in bond prices. And if we see a reversal candlestick, much like we're going to look for the reversal candlestick in yields, we could see this bottom and head higher depending on what the yields do. TYX is also kind of topping out here, I think. We have a bearish engulfing pattern here. That big red candlestick's engulfing the day before it. That is a reversal candlestick. We're coming on up, but we're just losing pressure. We don't have a ton of pressure for yields going higher. So we'll see what happens here. TYX to TNX, it looks like this is bottoming where TYX is about to outperform TNX. That usually indicates that we could see falling yields. So this could be at a top where yields are kind of topping out and the dollar's topping out all at the same time. If that is the case, we should be seeing commodities start to firm up, which they are. We do have a down candlestick today, and we're above support. So that looks good there. And this is the long-term support line that we have over this bull market. We've got gold that's sold off today. But if we see yields and the dollar, if we see the dollar go down and yields start to turn around, we could see a turnaround in gold. But this has got a lot of momentum behind it. We need to turn that momentum around. There's a lot of selling pressure today and the candlestick before. So there's some selling pressure in gold. There's selling pressure in silver. We're still above the 1815 support level. And there is some selling pressure in platinum that was generated today to the downside. We've got XAU to gold ratio that is a little bit higher. So some people were positioning in the mining companies more than, say, the metal itself. But it's only slightly. It only slightly outperformed. SILJ down above support. Nothing really too much to say here. Lots of support underneath this white line. GDX also between support and resistance. That's these two lines here. It's a big support zone that we're in. We're in a big support zone right now. Looking at crude oil is lower today. What we're looking at is we've got this long-term kind of down or uptrend line. We broke out below it. We're coming back, and we need to break this downtrend line. Right now, we're kind of hitting our head. We might pull back a little bit off that resistance line. It is a bearish piercing where we could head lower in the short term. We have to see how much selling pressure is behind it. This could also be a return move back here before heading higher. We usually see that We know that they want the oil price lower this month. So we're hitting our head here. We're getting a little bit of resistance. It's sold off today. And hopefully we can get back down to this level for another buying opportunity for the Platinum members that we were talking about. Natural gas also heading lower, which is good. We want this to head back down to this level down here to give us another buying opportunity sometime over this month. So that's what I'm seeing there, just a little bit of selling pressure. XOP, yeah, you know me, right against that resistance line. We hit our head on it. Yes, last trading session, we're pulling back. We're probably going to go higher than this 115 mark, so we're probably going to end up somewhere in that range, is my guess. Or maybe 125, 127, something like that. Scrolling down to OIH, was the energy service companies. They're following along with XOP. We're at a little bit of this kind of resistance area, and we're just bouncing around. Not a reversal candlestick, no big deal that I see there. We've got uranium. The uranium future pricing is higher. We're just kind of moving sideways at the time. And the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust still looking all right. I don't see any reversal candlestick. Yeah, it's down a little bit today. We did get some buyers. We are in between the resistance support level, kind of back out. This is your big level up here that we still need to break, 1815. And then we've got two small down days. Or down months. Still looks good, and everything looks good still for a move higher. Uranium getting a little bit more selling pressure. We're coming back to the support level. We do have a little wick at the bottom, right at that support level, and we should be getting some support roughly right under it. And then CCJ also selling off a little bit more today. We could head a little bit lower in CCJ, but we're still within these support levels, and we're still making higher lows and a little bit of lower highs here just recently. But everything still looks all right. We have to see this roll over and break all these support levels for at least me to get bearish. So everything still looks all right. We just had a big down day, and there is a lot of momentum behind it. TAN also selling off a little bit. We're right on support. We'll see if this support level holds. It's somewhere in this range there. And we're right on support for TAN. I still think this looks bullish. We're doing a breakout retest, and then we'll see if we actually break to the upside. COPX moving sideways today. Just moving sideways above support. CRB to S&P 500 rocketing higher. That actually looks really good from a ratio perspective for commodities, outperforming the S&P 500. We've got REMX trying to find a bottom somewhere in here. We do have support. Big picture view, though, we're right kind of on that support level going across here. Then we've got support coming. See the red line? Support through here, support through here. Lithium, looking at getting lit. A little bit of a down day today. Again, we've got the support level down at $63, $64. So we might be coming back to tag that thing again. Looking at the S&P 500, it is lower, but we do have a little wick at the bottom. We'll see if we bounce here. If there's any bounce left. Again, look at the dollar. Look at the 10-year yield. If the yields turn and go lower and the dollar goes lower, we're going higher in the S&P 500 and in commodities. That's my take there. NASDAQ, again, a little bit of a wick at the bottom. We'll see what those 10-year and the dollar does. This is really just a derivative of the 10-year yield and the dollar, DXY. EEM right on support. We'll see if that support level holds. Highly depends on what the DXY does. XHB heading a little bit higher today. Actually looking good compared to the rest of the sectors. But that's just moving sideways, still above its broken downtrend line. It looks fine. We've got a low here and a higher low. It's still everything's intact. We might have a little bit of a downward or like a flag type pattern developing. Lumber up a little bit. We're still in this falling wedge. We'll see if we can break to the upside. It is a falling wedge, which usually means we break higher to the upside. We've got Cocoa futures coming back to the support level. We'll see if that holds. Wheat definitely moving higher today. Looks really strong. I like wheat. Looks good. Soybeans get a little bit of buying pressure. Again, we need to see some buyers stick it out in a strong closing. We get these wicks at the top. There still means there's some sellers left in there. Corn's right at that resistance level. You can see a little wick at the top. It's trying to break out of this channel. And then copper, surprisingly, is up. Up today, looking all right. And still inside this channel, moving sideways. Mu, a little bit higher today. Again, it looks all right. We do have a bullish engulfing pattern there. I think this looks bullish, that we could potentially still go higher because I don't see big fat down candlesticks. Usually when you get the big fat down candlesticks, that's when you need to worry. When you need to worry, and then it basically comes up and fights and it can't go anywhere. So a flag pattern comes up, falls out again, and now we're starting to move and put in, I think, a pattern where we could move higher in MOO. We've got aluminum. Aluminum was down a little bit. We're still playing with this long-term support line here, and we're just going around it right now. And then the Baltic Dry Index down a little bit, but still looking all right. This is on a weekly candlestick, still looking all right above support, and I still like it. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Look at the DXY, watch the DXY, watch the 10-year yield. When those yields go down and the dollar goes down, I think we're going to see a bounce in the overall markets, and I think it'll be a tailwind for even our commodities, especially gold. Lower yields, more real negative rate, and then I think gold will do better. So we're looking for the TYX, the 30-year yield, to outperform the 10-year yield, and that's basically the curve kind of flattening, uninverting, so to speak. But we'll see what happens. We may uninvert for a little bit and then reinvert when they stop the SPR releases. Usually the 10-year yield goes up at a faster pace than the 30-year yield when oil goes up. So I'm still an oil bull. I think it's got, a couple of days or something, week in a pullback or more. We'll see. Again, the short term, guys, I'm not here to make predictions. I'm here to say, look, we're hitting off support and resistance levels. It could pull back here. If we pull on back, then I'd look for buying opportunities. But that's what I've got for today. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. And if you want more information about commodities, definitely check out the website. Platinum membership is the membership that I would choose if I were to sign up to my website. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.